pleasure to have on the phone with us now Delaware Senator-Elect Sarah McBride from the 1st Senate District. Good morning to you, Sarah.
Good morning. Thank you for having me on.
Oh, you're very welcome. How's it going today?
It's going well. It's a beautiful day, so I can't complain. But, I've gotten a little bit of rest after the election, and I've rolled up my sleeves, and I'm getting to work.
And it was a great election for you and other LGBTQ candidates here in the first state.
That's right. We elected for the first time 3 openly LGBTQ candidates to the Delaware General Assembly, 2 to the state Senate and 1 to the state House of Representatives. Of course, we stand on the shoulders of former Senator Karen Peterson, who came out during the final 2 years of her term. And this is a big step for Delaware in reflecting the full diversity of our communities in government. And while none of us ran as quote-unquote LGBTQ candidates, we ran as candidates who wanted to work on a whole host of issues facing our state. We're all proud of who we are, and we're all proud to work together to make sure that we expand dignity and opportunity for every Delawarean.
And you made it a first, not just for Delaware, but for the entire U.S. as being elected the first transgender candidate in this state Senate.
Well, I certainly didn't run to make news or make headlines. I ran to make a difference in my community, but I am hopeful that the election here in Delaware helped to send a comforting message to a young person here in Delaware or elsewhere around the country that our democracy can be big enough for them too. Like I said, I'm proud of who I am, but I am so excited to get to work on a whole host of issues. And I ran really focused on the kitchen table issues that are the priorities for so many people across the 1st Senate District.
Sure, and it is a great time for young girls as well, with Kamala Harris, Vice President-elect as well. It sends a great message to our youth.
It really does. This election really helped to reinforce that we all have a place in our government, that all of our voices matter. And at the end of the day, that diversity in government isn't just symbolic. We know we can't craft comprehensive policy solutions to the challenges that our diverse communities face if we don't have the full diversity of those communities represented at the table. And so it makes a real difference in government, in business, in technology when we have a multitude of voices weighing in on the solutions. And so from top to bottom, from the top of the ticket all the way down, I'm really proud that we've taken some historic strides toward a government that's truly of the people, by the people, and for all the people.
And you've been one that's been fighting for the rights of many, working with the Human Rights Campaign in D.C.
That's right. I'm proud to have been working with the Human Rights Campaign up until this past Wednesday. I did leave my job after the election. And it's a wonderful organization that really worked closely with advocates here in Delaware, at Equality Delaware, Stonewall, and elsewhere, to make sure that Delaware was at the forefront of the fight for equality. And I served as National Press Secretary there, working on the front lines of that organization's work here in Delaware and across the country. I'm so incredibly proud, and more than anything, the experiences I had there left me with a profound hope and knowledge that change is possible. And it was that hope and that knowledge that inspired me to run for office, because I know that if we've made progress on issues like LGBTQ equality, if we've transformed what once seemed to be impossible change into a reality, we can do it again, and we can do it on a whole host of issues.
And you are a native Delawarean?
Yes, born and raised in the 1st Senate District, which for those of who are listening who don't know, stretches from Claymont, Bellefonte to parts of Wilmington.
And, your situation is a little unique right now as your inauguration takes place January 1, but you're already at work.
That's correct. Delaware, as always, is a special place, and we do things a little bit differently here. So while I have not been technically sworn in, which means I cannot yet vote, I do occupy the office along with the other new senators, their offices as well, which means we're listed on the Senate webpage as the senators for our respective districts, which means we're handling constituent requests. So if you live in the 1st Senate District and need a pothole filled, you reach out to me. And so they really put you to work quickly, and we've all rolled up our sleeves and gotten to work and are all enjoying the opportunity to serve our neighbors.
And you had a shovel in hand the other day I saw on, I think it was your Facebook page.
That's right. That's right. Someone commented, you're an elected official when you're at a groundbreaking with a shovel. And so that was wonderful. It was at West End Neighborhood House. They were breaking ground on new facilities to serve youth aging out of foster care and homeless youth. And it really just reflects the best of our state of neighbors, where we look out for one another, especially those who are vulnerable and those who too often are cast into the shadows.
And as a freshman Delaware state senator, what do you see on your near agenda of issues that you'd like to see addressed?
Well, first and foremost, of course, the current global health pandemic, and making sure that Delaware continues to safely and responsibly weather this crisis is at the top of all of our priorities. But I'm incredibly eager to make sure that as we recover from the COVID-19 crisis, that it's a recovery that lifts up working families, that we don't just rebuild, but reimagine our economy so that it truly works for everyone. It's always been in our biggest challenges that we take our most significant steps forward. So that means making sure that as we recover, we're also exploring policies like increasing wages for Delawareans, universal paid family and medical leave, universal pre-K. Again, I think this is a moment where we have to meet this crisis with meaningful action that makes a real difference in people's lives, that we learn the lessons of this pandemic, and that, as President-elect Joe Biden says, we build back better.
And you are really no stranger to the Senate floor. Tell us a little bit about your past and your experiences as you take a different approach to the Senate now.
Yeah, one of the things that I was saying earlier is that my experiences working with the Human Rights Campaign, my experiences as an advocate really inspired me to run for office because of the knowledge that change is possible. And one of the most formative experiences I've had in advocacy was pushing for the landmark non-discrimination bill we passed here in Delaware, protecting transgender people in 2013, protecting trans people from discrimination in employment, housing, public spaces. In 2013, I drove down with my parents, just freshly graduated from college, to testify on the floor of the Delaware State Senate before that same body, with tears in my eyes, pleading for basic dignity and looking out on a room where there was no one like me sitting at those desks, no one like me at those desks who could really wrap their mind around what it was like to be me. And that can be not just a hard experience, that can be a dehumanizing and demoralizing experience. And when you're the only one in that room, it can feel scary. And so 7 years later, to be able to drive down to Dover to stand on that same floor, now as the newly elected state senator for the 1st District, fighting for dignity and opportunity for every Delawarean, it is quite a journey. And what once seemed so impossible that it was almost incomprehensible to me standing on that floor 7 years ago will quite literally be a reality in just a few months' time.
Yeah, it's quite a journey and quite an accomplishment. And, you did it with the help of a lot of supporters.
One of the things that I'm most grateful for in the aftermath of this election is first and foremost the residents of the 1st Senate District who've entrusted in me the responsibility of representing them, but also the incredible group of volunteers, supporters, neighbors who helped make this campaign possible, people who put so much time and energy into this race. It's truly a humbling experience being a candidate, and you really do recognize up close just how much a campaign is not about you. It's really about the hopes and dreams of your neighbors, the aspirations of those who put their time and energy into the campaign. And it leaves in you a really deep sense of responsibility to do as much good as you can. And I think that's the responsibility that comes with the privilege of being in a position of public trust, to take that moment, to take that opportunity, to take that platform, and to try to deliver meaningful results for people who so desperately need it.
Well, I want to say thank you personally for your fight, your effort to help not just Delaware's, but the United States LGBTQ youth and better understanding of, that we all can make things happen, and everyone has a possibility, and you're living proof of living that. And it's just great to see, and great for your efforts, and I'm sure that your fight will continue for many years to come.
Well, thank you so much. It's really, we're at a moment where young people, for so many reasons, because of so many people, because of the work of so many people, know that they can live their truth and dream big dreams all at the same time, and that's a beautiful thing to know. It
is. Well, I want to say thank you very much, Delaware State Senator-Elect Sarah McBride, for joining us this morning, sharing with our downstate listeners here your path forward. And again, thank you for all the great work you've done, and I'm sure we'll continue to do now for the first state. Anything you'd like to add in closing?
Well, I'll just say thank you so much for having me, and let me know. I'd love to join whenever you're interested.
That'd be great. We'll definitely have you on again, and good luck to you, and stay safe, and look forward to your official inauguration then on January the 1st.
Thank you. Be well and stay safe.
Thank you. Take care now.